So a while back I did a review of the PTrumpet that got more views than I think people that I have met in my lifetime. So thank you. I'm glad I was helpful. And now it is many years later, and one open heart surgery and more teaching later, I am going to give a longer term review. This is my PTrumpet. Not long after I made the video, I went out and bought one. Mainly because the guy gave me a good deal. I thought, what the heck. I play on gold plate because my lips don't much care for nickel. It's not, oh look, he's got gold plating. It's because I have issues with nickel silver, and it makes my lip really feel raw. And my biggest gripe about the PTrumpet that I don't talk about in front of other people, and I'm in a way taking a risk doing it here, is that it's too much work. There are many great things about the PTrumpet. They're extremely durable. I've dropped them in I've dropped this in freezing temperatures at a football game and not a crack, okay? It is extremely lightweight. But I have had problems with the water key. It doesn't really open. I got to do this, which is a small, it's a small gripe. There's a bigger gripe, the valves. Now, with PTrumpet valves, they're not metal. This isn't tromba, this is plastic. So when you put traditional valve oil on them, the valve oil doesn't work. In fact, it just gums it up. Now, I've said this before. Oh, I've used this, that, and the other thing, and it works great. And I look at them and I want to say, you're full of it. I've tried Alcas, I've tried Holton, I've tried Blue Juice, and all it does is just gum up the valves and make them work even slower. And my theory as to why is that when these valves wear on plastic, they create grooves that they get stuck in, micro grooves. Now, I kind of stopped playing on this horn. I mean, it works fine. Just some bull crap there. It plays like a PTrumpet, but the valves were constantly jamming on me all the time, and I would wash them, I would rinse them, but I wouldn't use anything abrasive, wouldn't use any oil. But about 3 months ago, our local music dealer here, I should say local, they're an hour away, that's local where I live, had this plant-based oil, and I'll get it here in a second, plant-based oil. He said, here, try this. There's no petroleum at all. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. It was the first lubricant I put in here that actually fixed the problem. Now, the water key still doesn't really open. I think it's kind of a not that great a design. You might be wondering about the flames. Well, here's the other thing about PTrumpet. Color me nutty, but you can paint them and it doesn't change the tone. I got bored and I used just acrylic paint, and I did a flame job on my trumpet. The thing about the flame job, and I don't know if this will show up, hold on. So what I was going to show you, but the lighting doesn't work, these white, that's glow in the dark. So when the lights are out, it glows flames. But here's the valve oil I was talking about. Get the focus to work here. Burp Bio Oil. It's a plant-based, long-lasting, and has pleasant aroma. I can't smell it, and I haven't really tried, but It works on this. It works on plastic horns. And as I said in my first video, I'm not turning my nose up at plastic horns. I have sousaphones on my wall over here that are plastic and fiberglass that we've had since probably when I was born. So there's validity to it. What I am getting a little bit weary of is saying these are just as good as a quality brass instrument. That's where I'm going to have to disagree. They're not just as good. They have different problems. They are not the same. They can do things that brass instruments can't. Brass instruments can do more things that these can't, like blend. And I'm sure somebody's going to disagree with me in the comments, and that's fine. But plastic acoustics are not the same as brass acoustics. Plastic does not blend well in an ensemble with brass. Plastic and brass, not so good. It's like putting a wood flute in a section of 5 silver plate flute players. That wood flute's gonna sound off. It's just the way things are. So, I bought a PTrumpet. I play on it for pet band. I play on it when I have to be outside. But 99% of the time, I am playing on my horn. And what I play on is a Courtois Evolution 4 on a Harrelson mouthpiece. But these are fun. Like I've said before, these have the playing consistency of a 1920s or 1930s Holton or a King with that really long, slender body, as opposed to that, which is a little fatter. So, my opinion really hasn't changed, but the caveat is, the warning would be, you need to get a hold of a valve oil that will work consistently with plastic valves. Petroleum-based valve oils, in my opinion, don't work. Not on plastic valves. So, that's my long-term review of the PTrumpet. I hope you found it useful. The parting opinion would be, if you're a band director and you're thinking of getting a bunch of these for your pet band or marching band, do it. I would actually take a couple of your trumpet players, have them try like the Tromba or the Tiger or the PTrumpet, and have them sit down and play it for about 20 minutes. And then ask them, which one feels better? If you're not a trumpet player, don't just go by the hype. Get some of your kids and sit down and play them. And then the one that they feel plays the best with the least hang-ups, that's the one you get. I would, if I were going to go and get some plastic trumpets to put in my marching band, I would do it all, so that your whole section is the same sound. So you're not spotty. You don't have a couple of brass, and here's some plastic, here's a silver one. You're not going to have the consistent sound. Same with the P-bone or the plastic baritone, any of the plastic instruments. You can always tell when you got 3 fiberglass sousaphones and 1 brass one sitting over there. You can hear it. It's not always bad, but it's not a consistent sound. And that's one of the things we strive for. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, birthdays, weddings, bar mitzvahs, please put them in the comments below. But here's the long-awaited PTrumpet review.